Hey guys, welcome back to another Europa Park Guide channel video. Now in today's video, I'm going to be redoing my top 10 coasters list at Europa Park. Now I do want to mention that Alpine Express and Schweizer have been kicked out of the list. And also, by Express was also never on my top 10 list, so yeah, I just wanted to get that out of the way, and let's just get right into it. Okay guys, so at number 10 we have Matterhorn Blitz. Now Matterhorn Blitz is a Mack wild mouse, and I find it extremely fun. Now the first part is an elevator, which I find super cool, and last time I didn't really give a bunch of reasons why I love this coaster, but here are some more. First off, I really love the turns, and it's one of the most forceful in the park. Now I know a bunch of coaster enthusiasts might go in the comments and just kind of like, it's not even forceful compared to other rides. I'm only referring to Europa Park, and I consider it a pretty rough ride, but also pretty smooth at the same time. And also the second drop, actually the third drop, really catches you off guard, and it's amazing. Okay, so at number 9 we have something a bit shocking: Atlantica Super Splash. Now you can tell that my list really differs from last year. Now Atlantica Super Splash is a shoot-to-shoot ride combined with a roller coaster. And the ride is very simple. You just go up a lift hill and you kind of fall backwards, you could say, for like one part. And then you get to the main drop, and to be honest, it was a bit how can I say this? It didn't really impress me. Like, the one on Rodan, for example, was much better. And we can't forget the GOAT Silver Star. I mean, yeah, compared to those rides, this drop was not that great. And the drop being the main purpose of the ride, it kinda deranked it by a lot. Okay, at number 8, we have another shocking one. And I know some of you will be thinking, but you put this at number 2 last year. Well, last year I wasn't really into these very thrill rides. Most intense coaster I've been on then was Rodan Timber Coaster. And I just realized that Arthur was actually at my number 3. Yes, at number 8 is Arthur. Now, since I've become more of a thrill guy, Arthur really doesn't do a lot. I mean, the theming is absolutely beautiful. That's why it's at number 8, because without it, it would be like the worst coaster at the park. But with the theming and some minor forceful turns, it makes it a pretty great ride. But you know, I really like intensity, so yeah. Although I have to say it's the best theme coaster at the park. Alright, so at number 7, we have Poseidon. Now, I think this was similar to my ranking last year. And Poseidon is like, how can I say this? It is very intense. Although, outside of the queue line, the theme is a bit lacking. And, I wasn't that big of a fan of Poseidon. I mean, I loved the coaster, but in general, it didn't really stick out to me compared to other coasters at the park. Sure, it was the first water coaster and the best water coaster, but I really wasn't that big of a fan. It was kind of like the first kind of like intense ride that I went on when I was younger, so it kind of introduced me to the thrills that are like Silver Star and Blue Fire. And when I was younger, I even dreamed of going on Silver Star, Blue Fire, and Rodan and whatever. but still, I don't really find it that cool of a coaster. I mean, it's awesome, sure, but I don't love it as much as the other ones on the list. Alright, next we have probably the most shocking one on the list, and I am gonna stop saying shocking. I'm sorry if this is annoying. I did this last year with the "it's really fun" thing. I said that for every coaster because it's true. Every coaster is fun. But yeah, I'm sorry if I am getting repetitive. I don't know what words to use. So, my number 6 is Con Coaster, my number 1 from last year. Now, I don't know why, but recently when I went to Europa Park, it wasn't really that impressive as I remembered it. I mean, sure, there was still a bit of airtime, but it's much less than I remember. I don't know if it was like the track going slower, or if I was just getting like used to more intense stuff and I didn't feel the airtime or something. But it just didn't feel the same way, and it's kind of sad, but I still love this coaster, and spiritually I still consider my number 1, but in reality I think it's a really good coaster, but compared to everything else Europa Park has, it doesn't really stick out. I mean, sure, there's only 2 attractions that are in a dome, and one of them has just been destroyed, so I guess that makes it unique. Alright, so next we have Pegasus. Yes, my number 5 is Pegasus. And the reason why is that in these weeks that I've been gone to Germany, I actually went to ride Pegasus a lot because the queue lines were very short there. Like, way shorter than the other coasters. And I consider it an extremely fun ride. Oh yeah, and the reason why I put this lower in the last year is that I did not go in the correct row. I always went for like the front rows, and that was a big mistake in my opinion. The best thing to go is in the back row. You get some serious intensity from the first drop, and it's way more impressive than like Atlantica Super Splash. And I've ridden this coaster about 5 to maybe 8 times in the time that I was gone. I absolutely love Pegasus. It's a very underrated coaster. You should definitely go check it out on your next trip. Alright, next we have number 4. And this is another coaster that I've ridden a lot of times during my trip to Germany, and I absolutely loved it. It's an incredible coaster, a spinning coaster, and its name is Euromir. Now, Euromir, I feel last time that I gave it a pretty bad rating. Like, it deserves to be very high on everyone's list. I mean, sure, if you only go one time, you don't really, you don't really feel the magic. Now, I usually go on the 3rd left row. Now, in some trains, I believe the green one, I think, or the purple one, I don't know exactly which train, but I know on one train, you get to go on the first drop backwards. That's awesome. So yeah, I absolutely love Euromir, probably because I've ridden it a lot and I've discovered how great of a coaster it is. And you should also definitely check this out. It's like, you can't miss it. It's the big sky glass tower thing. Yes. Alright, so normally when we get to this stage, there's only 3 coasters left, and everybody orders, like, puts them in a different order. Now here is mine. At number 3, we got Wodan Timber Coaster. Now, Wodan Timber Coaster is an amazing coaster, and I went on it about 3 times on my Germany trip, and I loved it. The height is like, it's not too tall compared to the other coasters at the park. But it's like really good. And to be honest, I think it is better than Euromir and Pegasus combined. I absolutely love this coaster, and the queue line for it was amazing. Now, you may be thinking why I didn't put this at number 2 or maybe even number 1. Well, I have a very specific reason. So, in the queue line, there are these cave parts with like emeralds and gems and stuff. And there's 2 points to this queue line that I absolutely hate. The first part is in the first cave, I believe. And it's like basically when you enter, in about 3 seconds you'll hear these really strange, creepy sounds. And when me and my friend went to it, we absolutely ran through there like there's something chasing us. And I think that's what Woden is like trying to scare you, maybe? Like, I don't know, but just saying, yeah, I don't like the queue line very much. I mean, it's very well themed, but I don't like the jump scare part of it. And number 2, not number 2 as in number 2, as in the number 2 reason why I hate the queue line is that there's this one part where it shows us like a fire like hammer kinda, and sometimes it kinda like hits the screen, like it's projected, and it kinda like hits this glass thingy, and the part of the roof moves. And I absolutely hate that. It terrified me and my friend like a lot. We did not like that part. Although I got very scared of my friend. Yeah, it was a hilarious time. All right. So, at number 2, we have Silver Star. Now, I love Silver Star, and the first ride that I got on, which you can see in the Europa Park vlog, was absolutely amazing. But I actually went there on the 3rd row, which is one of the least intense ones. And now, when I went with my friend, so basically, they basically like were trying to find a way to get faster through that like kind of like queue line area where like you get to choose like on which row you sit at. And at Europa Park, there are people that like ask for numbers. Like a guy can say like 2, are there 2 people in like a group or something? And then you can instantly like either skip the queue line or go directly to the ride, which are kind of the same thing. And I was trying to enjoy my time before I get on this coaster, and I don't have a fear of heights, but that lift hill is absolutely horrifying. Like, I don't like how it climbs. Like, I hate how like it goes like, how can I say it? Like 105 degrees or something. It goes up, and I hate it. I do not like it. I'm not a fan of it. Yeah. And my friend saw like a guy said like two people, and we were in a group of 2. And while I wasn't paying attention, they said, "Yeah, we're in a group of 2." And we sat at the 6th row, aka one of the rows that sits to the 5th row, which is the most intense row at the park. And you can imagine I was pretty pissed. I mean, I had no choice. Like, I was genuinely considering getting off, but then the lap bars came down on us, and I felt like we're dead. We are definitely dead. Like, my heart was pounding. Like, I hated that. Anyways, let's go to number 1. Okay, so at number 1 is Blue Fire Mega Coaster. Now, the first time I rode it, I wasn't a big fan. I didn't really like it because I went in the wrong row again. I went in the 4th row, I believe, when I did the vlog, and now when I went with my friend, I went in the 9th row, the second to last one. And at this point, I was really scared, and I was genuinely considering going back. And this is the second time my friend has been on the coaster, because the first time they went alone because I had to go poo poo. And I was considering going back again because I was extremely scared. But then my friend was like, "You'll be fine. Don't be a chicken." Yes. And so I was like, "Okay, fine. I'm gonna do this." And then lap bars came down, heart pounding, and I was like, "I can't believe I'm doing this." And then I went. I had the most fun time of my life, and it became my favorite coaster. I love every element of it, and it's absolutely amazing. Alright, guys, that was my Europa Park list. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you later.